Coming up next on Look Today, well, teachers rallied in Bolton Landing last night as education advocate Campbell Brown made a speech at the Sagamore, and our cameras are on the scene. Plus, the State Attorney General's office will not pursue criminal charges against Siemens Building Systems, and I've got those details. And Congresswoman Elise Stefanik and Congressman Chris Gibson introduced a resolution on climate change in the House of Representatives today. And it's all ahead on Look Today. Welcome everyone, I'm Jay Hood Jackson, and here's a look at what's making news today in Saratoga, Warren, and Washington counties. Well, in our lead story, if you were in Bolton Landing last night, you may have heard the jingle, "Hey, hey, ho, ho, Campbell Brown has got to go." Well, that's because the New York State United Teachers and the Alliance for Quality Education were rallying against the education advocate last night. Now, Brown was the keynote speaker at the Business Council of New York State's meeting. The meeting was held at the Sagamore Resort in Bolton Landing. Well, dozens of people rallied, and they traveled by any means possible to get there. Buses came from as far as Syracuse and Kingston, while others were on boats and even an airplane. Well, Look Today spoke with Executive Director of AQE, Bill Easton, about the rally.
Because she's anti-public education, and she's really just a puppet front for a bunch of hedge fund billionaires who are trying to privatize our schools.
Now, the Business Council of New York's Director of Communications, Zach Hutchins, talked with Look Today. And here's what he had to say regarding the rally.
It's about ensuring that our students and our children have the best education possible, and charter schools, opportunities like P-TECH, which has been a tremendous success down in Brooklyn, they prove that alternative education works and is working, and it's working for people where the traditional schools were failing them.
Wow, contentious issue for sure. Well, NYSUD and AQE have been holding rallies in recent months fighting against the defunding of public education in order to provide more money for charter schools. Well, Brown is a supporter of the charter school movement. We're now changing from news to weather. After another amazingly beautiful day, it appears the warm weather will carry into the weekend. Now, that's good news if you are planning to attend the Adirondack Balloon Festival. There's more on that later. Well, the temperatures will be warm, but will wind be a factor? For the latest, we're going to head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast. And back to the news. Well, the State Attorney General's office will not pursue criminal charges against Siemens Building Systems. Now, the State AG's office was looking into Siemens for making fraudulent claims regarding the cogen plant used to power the Westmount Nursing Home in Queensbury. Well, Warren County officials say that the company misled them, stating that the savings would be better than if they were connected to the grid. Well, an independent firm conducted a study on those claims, and they found them to be false. Well, since then, the Warren County Sheriff's Office and the FBI have been investigating Siemens. Now, although criminal charges will not be filed, the Attorney General's office may seek civil litigation instead. Now, if successful, Siemens would have to pay municipalities that believe they are owed money. And a civil case could include other allegations of wrongdoing as well. Now, both Saratoga and Rensselaer counties have had issues with Siemens in the past. In other news, Washington County DA Tony Jordan will seek DNA samples from Joshua Bennett and Rachel Ball. The two are being accused of murder in the death of one-year-old Kaylee Castle. The DNA samples would be tested against DNA that was found on evidence obtained from the home in February. The DNA from Ball and Bennett would be tested against 100 different pieces of evidence. A hearing regarding the motion, which was set for tomorrow, has been delayed. Now, Bennett's lawyer, Michael McCure, has filed motions seeking a dismissal of the charges against his client. Both Ball and Bennett have pleaded not guilty in the case. They remain in Washington County Jail for lack of bail. No trial date has been scheduled as of yet. Also in the news, well, U.S. House of Representatives from the 21st and the 19th District are teaming up to introduce a climate change resolution. Elise Stefanik and Chris Gibson will ask members of the House of Representatives to commit to working on economically viable solutions that address the threat of climate change. Now, according to Congresswoman Stefanik, the resolution will strike that careful balance between addressing the global threat of climate change and protecting American jobs. Great initiative. Still to come, the Adirondack Balloon Festival started tonight and continues through Sunday. Well, here to tell us more about it is a representative from one of the festival sponsors. His name is Chris Ellis. Plus, the March of Dimes will hold its signature chefs event in October. And here to tell us more is Caitlin Goss. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea, or join us for an interview, give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000.